to tell you, reading the book of Job is not usually my most favorite book to read, but I have had a wonderful time in the New Living Translation this year. I want to give you just most of this week, I'm going to give you some little gems from Job, little thoughts from the book of Job. First of all, I want you to notice Job's gem of sarcasm. Job chapter 12, beginning with verse 1. Then Job spoke again. You people really know everything, don't you? And when you die, wisdom will die with you. Talk about sarcasm. Well, I know a few things myself, and you're no better than I am. Who doesn't know these things you've been saying? I want you to notice it's always interesting that when people see us in trouble, they think they're better than us. That somehow our trouble means that we have dropped in rank, we have dropped in abilities, we have dropped in stature, and they think they're better than us. And sometimes, forgive me, we just need to stand our ground. And that's what he does with his sarcasm. You people really think you know everything, don't you? And when you die, wisdom will die with you. He said, well, I know a few things myself. Sometimes in the hard times, stand your ground. A second little gem, verse 11 of chapter 12. The ear tests the words it hears, just as the mouth distinguishes between foods. Now, what a great thought. You know, as we taste food, the texture, the spice, the flavors, our mouth is used to experience food and to evaluate food and to know and distinguish between foods. But he said, do your ears test words? He said, ears are to test words. You don't just accept everything people say. I mean, that's where Adam and Eve went wrong to begin with. I mean, Eve did not test the words of Satan. She just listened to the words of Satan. Now, sometimes, brothers and sisters, forgive me, but you need to quit just believing everything people tell you because they're your friend. Oops, I know that's Pastor, you touched the sacred cow of my friend. But these were Job's friends. And Job said, you know, the ears test the words. You've got to learn to listen critically. And I don't mean by criticizing, I mean that to listen intelligently, objectively, critical thinking when it comes to listening. And quit just swallowing everything people say. Third little gem. When people sound religious, it doesn't mean that their words have integrity regarding God. Look at verses 6 to 10 of Job 13. Listen to my charge. Pay attention to my arguments. Are you defending God with lies? Do you make your dishonest arguments for his sake? Will you slant your testimony in his favor? Will you argue God's case for him? What will happen when he finds out what you're doing? Can you fool him as easily as you fool people? No, you will be in trouble with him if you secretly slant your testimony in his favor. Sometimes when we defend God, we think somehow we have to, well, first of all, we don't need to defend God. But secondly, when people start getting defensive of God, they don't think logically anymore. You have to learn. God doesn't need our defense. And the fourth little gem today, Job 14, verse 5. You have decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live, and we are not given a minute longer. God knows the day we will go to heaven. God knows the day that we will die. God has decided the length of our lives. So, beloved, sometimes we just need to relax a little bit and not be afraid of, asteroids falling from the sky and not being afraid of all the things going on around. Just like with David. David did not die until he fulfilled his purpose for his generation. God has decided the purpose of your life, and he's decided the length of our lives. Relax. God's in control.